even seemingly tragic endings still offer new beginnings. A woman I've long looked up to lost 2 children and her husband to unexpected deaths in a span of just 3 years. She told me, "I'm not angry. I'm not mad at God." She continued, "Shortly after my children's deaths, I knelt in prayer, begging for peace. I knew I could not fix this. But then, in my mind,